Hello there guys, Martian here. Today we're gonna be talking about 5 tips to improve in Call of Duty Warzone. These are gonna be very basic tips. If you're new to the game, they might help you, and if you were already good at it, then I guess it might be okay-ish for you. So let's head right to it. So number 1, your sensitivity. I have noticed a lot of people copy other people's sensitivity thinking they could play the same as someone they admire, but the truth is that this rarely seems to work. So always, before trying to improve your gun skills, make sure you are comfortable with the sensitivity you set. Now the question is, how do you set a comfortable one? You can simply go to the practice area and try aiming at the target, and try keeping in mind if your aim overshoots or undershoots from the target. If it overshoots, you decrease the sensitivity, and if it undershoots, you increase the sensitivity. And keep this in a very small progressions. Don't just jump from 8 to fucking 12. Go from 8 to 8.1, 8.2, something like that. Got it? So that's how you do it. So also keep in mind, your mouse has variable DPI, so set the DPI you always play in most of the games. The number 2, the loadout. Well, this is a very common advice. You need to find out what kind of player you are. Like, now how will you find that out? Of course, you need to explore your options. Are you a CQB guy, or a long range sniper, or a support player? Try using different weapons and loadouts, or you can check the web as well. They have various loadouts there. Also, there has been a dilemma of certain guns being OP, but that doesn't mean you have to use those. Obviously you can abuse the meta, but you might find some underrated gun more suitable to your playstyle. So in my case, I thought that Grau was the thing that I needed to get better at this game, but then what happened was I was already accustomed to the M13 and its time to kill. The problem was Grau has a slightly lower time to kill, even though it's very stable, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't use the Grau as efficiently as I could do the M13, so I'm still sticking to the M13. It's basically your preference. Now, number 3, game sense. This is a very in-depth topic, but I will explain this in a very basic way. It is your ability to predict your opponent's next move. How will you be able to do that? Experience. I have clocked up quite a few hours in the battle royale genre. I'm able to pretty much guess most of the players' next move or where they're gonna position themselves, and put myself mostly in the advantageous position so I can get an easy kill, rather than, having super awesome gun skills. That's a thing, but what would you do if you're not someone who aims so fast? Your game sense. This matters a lot. It's not that I have never been outsmarted. Yes, I have been outsmarted tons of times because there are a lot of smart players out there too. But that has declined for me. Played it a lot, gained quite an experience in it. Duh, what do you expect? Anyway, the game sense is faster learned if you put yourself in the other player's shoes. Compassion, some psychological thing you might understand. If you shoot at a guy, you immediately put yourself in that guy's shoes and think that if he got shot from this position, where should he move next? Should he re-engage or should he not? So in this way you can judge his next move, because you work on intuition, and this can be developed as you experience the game more, and the more you indulge into a type of game. This game sense varies from different games to games. If you try to put this same game sense in Overwatch, it might work a little, but not that much, because it's entirely different game. It has different mechanics, and people can jump around 6 to fucking 10 feet, and that is a lot of difference in Call of Duty jumps and Overwatch jumps. It's dumb. Teamwork. That's the 4th one. If you are a solo guy, then I guess this advice is good. It's not going to be much helpful to you. But for those who play with their friends, you guys need to co-op a lot. You have to be watching each other's backs. That's how teamwork works. You also might have noticed when one player starts playing for themselves, you would experience that all of you get killed because of it. I know, right? I've been playing like that for a while now. So my advice stick 30 meters apart from each of your teammates. Why? This would help you to get faster free frags. Like if someone shoots you and downs you, your friend is gonna be nearby to take that guy out before he finishes you. That's a plus in that. And the game, assuming you guys are new, if you're a pro, you don't need to stick 30 meters. It's alright. You can stay on the other side of the map. Doesn't matter. So that's teamwork for you guys. So that's the very basic fundamental of teamwork. There are lots of, advanced steps to better teamwork, but that's not happening here right now. I'm going to be talking about it in some other videos. Number 5, practice and preach. See, no one adds preach. I added it here, so yeah, pluses for me. Well, this is self-explanatory. The more you play, the less you need to think before you take that insane shot or that insane C4 throw that you're willing to do in your dreams. When you expose or practice something too much, you become an expert at it. Also, people never talk about preaching. They only mention practice most of the time because that's what most people say. But sometimes some people only practice, but they do not get an outcome out of it. They need to preach what they did. So next time when you die in Warzone, think of the mistake you made and how you died and from where you died. Also think, what could you have done to get out of that situation? So when you do all these things regularly, you'll start to see the mistakes you did, and you will start avoiding to do so in the future things. You might think that what could happen, so it just runs in the fucking middle of the road and then you get shot in the head. Well, that's just stupidity. If you do it twice, I don't know what to do with you. Anyway, so these are the 5 basic tips to improve in Call of Duty Warzone. Thanks for watching this video. If you liked the video, hit the like button and do subscribe for more content on Call of Duty Warzone. And I'll be uploading some future videos on how my thought process goes while I'm in a match. And so once again, I'll see you soon.